champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here.
Hey, I forgot to show everybody
Last week.
I mean, I don't mean to brag, but I'm gonna brag a little bit today. I won 3 fantasy football leagues this year. That's a phenomenal feat. But I also won a 4th league, which is a pick'em league, which is ILW Sports pick'em league. Oh man, I was in the league in that thing for since week 1. I mean, week 1, I jumped ahead of everybody. I never looked back. So I sure appreciate Lamar and Mel over there at ILW Sports sending me my belt. This thing got some weight to it too, man. Look at this, man.
Yeah. That's a nice gift right there.
Oh yeah, look, you hear that? This thing's solid, baby.
Solid.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, but I had to show that to everybody, man. I gotta find somewhere to put it on my wall. What's up, Chris? Hey, but look, y'all seen the thumbnail, man. This is gonna be a good show. We might as well just go ahead and jump into it, man.
Might as well, man.
Brian Flores, hit him with the news, man, because I mean, I can't even say all this without getting pissed off.
Yeah, man. So Brian Flores, former head coach of the Miami Dolphins, brother of color, just in case anybody was wondering, dropped a bomb on the NFL and the Miami Dolphins, and I think some Denver Broncos were included, including John Elway. Dropped a bomb of a lawsuit suing all both of those teams and the Shield for discrimination. And how I found out about it was I saw some some text messages that were shared claiming that another Brian, I think his name was Dobell or something like that.
Yeah, whoever you might know.
Got the job for the Giants. So I'm Bill Belichick, the good coach that he is, he's sending out congratulatory text. Sounds like you have landed. Congrats. Did you hear something that I didn't, says Brian Flores? He says the Giants with question marks and exclamation points, which I wouldn't expect Bill Belichick to do anything with that much enthusiasm.
Right.
He said, I interview on Thursday. I think I have a shot at it. Bill responds, got it. I hear from Buffalo and NYG that you are their guy. Hope it works out if you want it to. And then Flores, of course, who's interviewing for all these positions, say, that's definitely what I want. I hope you're right, coach. Thank you. And I'm guessing a couple of seconds went by and he was thinking, wait, there's another Brian that's interviewing for these jobs. How do they know I'm the guy if I ain't even stepped foot in the interview room yet?
Right.
So he responds right after that and he says, Coach, are you talking to Brian Flores or Brian Daboll? Just making sure. And Bill Belichick's response is, sorry, I effed this up. Yes, you did, sir. I double checked and I misread the text. I think they are naming Daboll. Sorry about that, BB. Thanks, Bill.
Now, a lot of that was. I mean, it's so much lies in there and so much cap in there. I'm gonna start with the beginning when he said, "I hear from Buffalo and New York Giants."
Who texted you from Buffalo and New York? That's my question. Who?
Right. So from Buffalo and New York, I doubt someone told him that Brian Flores from Buffalo and New York had the job, right? You get what I'm saying? Because when you the way he wanted to make it seem like is he misread the text and he thought it was Brian Flores, so he texted Brian Flores. But I doubt he misread the text from Buffalo and New York.
No, he didn't.
So what was more likely happening at that time is he just texted the wrong Brian.
Yep.
He knew it was DeBall who got the job and who was the guy for Buffalo and New York, but he just ended up texting the wrong contact that was saved as Brian in his number. He said he's saying Buffalo because DeBall was a coordinator in Buffalo.
Of course.
Yeah. So what job was opening? What was open at in Buffalo? Oh no. Oh okay. You said he heard from Buffalo, so the people in Buffalo knew. Oh, okay, I got you.
So Buffalo knew he wasn't going to be there. Yeah, you see, I hear from Buffalo and New York, which means the place he's leaving and the place he's going to.
Okay, so will that even make it even worse because he knew it wasn't Brian Flores at that moment.
He knew. He just because he did not know who he was texting, and he realized once he said it back to him that he was going to say, "Wait a minute, why would you hear it from Buffalo about me when I just left Miami?"
Facts.
Like, why would you? That's why he was like, "Hold on, let's double check this."
Yeah, he knew exactly who got the job. He just texted the wrong Brian. So which also begs the question: who the heck was communicating that to Bill Belichick, another head coach?
Wow.
Who was talking about this? And and I guess what Flores got the issue with is like, dang, like, I'm sitting here thinking I actually got a shot at this job when I'm interviewing for it, and they already named their guy secretly, but he still had to show up to the interview and do an interview with them.
What do you want me to walk in his room and say? What do you want me to walk in his room and say? Like, for real? Like, what do you want me to walk in his room and say? Like, I'm not going to be him. I'm not going to be him. I know that because apparently Bill Belichick knows. He don't coach for either one of these teams. Exactly. Why are our division rivals so close in the person to where I can text who I'm going to hire for a head coaching job? Come on, man.
Yeah. I just want to know, man. And it's gonna be very interesting if this actually makes it to court and all this stuff is put out in the open. I would love to know who's been communicating at the top, and and how many people know that these black interviews that they're doing to fulfill the Rooney Rule is just really just going through the motions, and nobody really had any interest in hiring these guys. I just want to be a fly on the wall at some of those meetings. I want to see some of these emails. This junk is ridiculous, yo.
It's terrible, bro. It's terrible. And it goes to show just what we were talking about. The powers that be in these professional sports leagues can really dictate whatever it is that they want, man. They have too much power to the point to where they can say, all right, yeah, we're going to interview this black dude, but we already know who our head coach is. Only reason we even giving him a chance is just so we can say that we did. Who's to say, like we talked about earlier, Mel, who's to say, all right, man, this quarterback, we want him to be the next face. So we'll allow some things to go on, or maybe not, his team, we'll let his team get some shine, get a deep run in the playoff, or we want this guy to be the MVP of basketball. Yeah. We want him to be that. So they get the media and they get everybody behind it, and they'll let this person get away with certain things. Of course, talent has to come out if you're really good.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, they have too much power, man. They have too much power. And as long as that is the case, I don't think that we can expect change, even though this is plain as day. I just don't want nobody else to say that it ain't happening no more. No, don't be fooled. just please.
So have we ever talked about head coaches, black head coaches, and the Rooney Rule on here before? I want to know what we all said back then.
I would love to know, but I'm sure I'm sure we have, and I'm sure that what we said was that, hey man, they're just doing this just to do it,
right? And like you said on the text earlier, some of the stuff that we think that's going on, or we got a good idea that's going on. There's no real proof to prove it's going on until stuff like this happen, and you can kind of say, hey, but you know what people will say is, look, man, it's just one bad apple and all this and that. I mean, and we know it's not. We don't have to catch everyone red-handed.
No.
Like, why do we have to catch everyone red-handed? The proof is in the pudding. We have how many black head coaches? One, Mike Tomlin.
Mike Tomlin right now.
One. And Eric Bieniemy in a lot of people's eyes should be the number one candidate, and he ain't even got an interview yet.
3 years ago, he should have been the number one candidate. He should have been the first coach taken, but he wasn't, of course. And he don't look like he gonna be a coordinator again for this year, because I don't even know if he getting interviews now.
Chris said Mike Tomlin is the token. I wouldn't say it's a token. I don't think they purposely. I don't think and I don't think Roger the Goodell got anything to do with it. The owners are the ones who, at the end of the day, is saying, okay, I'm gonna sign off. I'm good with him being the head coach. They thinking about someone that they gotta pay and someone that's gonna set the tone for their franchise and all that good stuff. And even if they're being biased, I don't think it's a lot of people who are consciously and purposely being biased. But however, if I sit down and interview 10 head coaches right now and I'm an owner, if I don't know that I have bias, right, and I don't know that, hey man, I really have to do a conscious effort to not hire based on my bias, I'm probably going to hire a black guy almost every time, because when I sit down with him, I can relate to him a whole lot better. I feel like I can speak his language, right? You get what I'm saying? Like all of that stuff is just going to be common between us, and people are. I mean, you can't hire nobody you're not comfortable with. And how can anybody be comfortable with someone so different than them in so many ways versus someone that's so alike them? You know, and that's what just keeps happening. So the real issue is that we have a league that is just 100% white owners.
There it is. Until we get some black or some people of color in ownership, it's going to be difficult to walk in these meetings with these owners and these GMs who don't look like you, don't talk like you, probably didn't have the same upbringing as you. And what's crazy is that the players that these people are going to be leading are going to look just like you. The majority of them are. They're going to look like you. And it is a people of color dominated sport. Football, basketball, both of them.
Yeah, and there's always issues with certain players who are outspoken and want to speak their mind.
Of course,
when they're dealing with people like that. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is one of the best receivers in the league, and it was just something about him and Bill O'Brien that they couldn't get on the same page, and to the point where Bill O'Brien traded him for nothing. You get what I'm saying? All because he couldn't relate and speak to Hopkins, you know, in a way that I guess I don't know was conducive to a good work environment. I don't know what was going on out there in Houston.
Yeah, it's just hard to even look at, because you look like an idiot trading away probably top three receiver in the league, and you traded him for peanuts. You traded him for peanuts, and then he goes somewhere else. He's still the top 3 receiver in the league.
That one trade took that franchise into rebuild mode right away.
Instantly.
You got
a young quarterback and a wide receiver 1, guaranteed. He's a number 1 wide receiver.
That's a good point, Chris. He said the ownership. I mean, they're old men. They've been rich for a long time, so we can kind of imagine what type of tree that fruit fell from. And he said that, you know, someone said that sports is just a legal paid form of slavery, which is true. Read the book called $1 Million Slave. It was written in the 80s, probably late 80s, close to the 90s. I haven't read the whole book, man, but I downloaded the electronic copy of it, and I got through a couple of chapters, and I mean, just from the title, I already get what it is. You know what I mean? So $1 Million Slave, check that book out. And that's pretty much what it is. A lot of people think that modern day slavery can't exist if you're getting paid, and we know modern day slavery is exactly what the prison workforce is.
That's what it is.
But people don't think of millionaires as also being like slave labor, and it kind of is. It's kind of like sharecropping. Especially
because if they don't want you to speak, the only thing in their mind that they need you to do is what they are paying you to do.
Yeah, give your body up.
Give your body up. Mm-hmm. Work 10 months out of the year on staying in tip-top physical shape to come out here, get hit a lot of times throughout the course of a season, all because we're taking advantage of something that you love. You probably love sports. You probably love football. We're going to pay you a lot of money to hurt yourself. I haven't met a professional football player that does not have lingering injury history after he left the league. But as soon as you step outside of the box of athlete, with the exception of a select few, no, you're doing too much. You're cancer to the locker room. It's something. It's something that they're going to tell you to wear. Like, look at Odell. Odell kicks the kicker's net. Oh, he's a problem. He need to fix his attitude.
Right.
Newly retired Tom Brady breaks an iPad. Man, I love that guy's
don't get me started, man. Don't get me started on that, man. Golly. Don't get me started on that. So look, I was watching Lamar on ILW earlier today. They was talking about this. And I was like, man, I commented, I said the only solution I see it's impossible for you to fix it within the NFL. It's impossible. As long as you got 31 white owners, it's impossible for this not to continue to happen. There's no way. I mean, they tried it with the Rona rule, but there's no way that the bias won't seep back in some way, somehow. I don't care what parameters you put in front of it. You can't make them hire minorities. You just can't. You can't, right? So the only if this is a really an issue, the only way you fix it is it has to be a mass exodus. You just got to walk out of the NFL and create your own league. That's the only way. That's the only, either create your own league or just go to the XFL and just make that the new thing and tell the XFL
too. So take the money, take the product away. You are the product, unfortunately.
It's easy. It sounds easy, right? It sounds easy. All you have to do is get everybody on one page and have a meeting and say, hey, in order for us to bring all this talent over here to USFL or XFL, I need every one of your team owners to be a person of color. Right? And what would you say if you Vince McMahon?
You gotta be crazy.
What's going on, fellas?
You wouldn't do it?
I mean, of course I would do. I mean, you have it's the power shift. It's the ultimate power shift. My problem comes in with, I think, in a small sample size of it, and this ain't really got nothing to do with it per se, but they were asking AB after he walked off the field, man, why don't you go to the CFL, XFL? And I ain't doing that.
That's what he said.
He said that, and even though I understand he's one of the best receivers we've seen on the field, especially in recent history, so I get it. But the idea of being able to take your product away from this gigantic supplier and say, I'm taking my money elsewhere.
Yeah.
If you understand those terms, you gotta have some cojones to do it, but it's gonna cause, that's the only way it's gonna cause change though.
That's interesting. That's interesting that AB said he wouldn't go to, I mean, I guess the NBA is Nike and any other league is Reebok or something.
Must be. And that's the mindset that they have, and that's the mindset that the NFL wants you to have, though. They want you to think every other league is superior. That's why they monopolize when the talent. They have the rights to all of the talent that comes out. The dream is, and this really ain't got nothing to do. That's why these PWIs get all the 5 stars up until recently. is
Yeah.
because they've made it to where this is top level right here. Everything else, not so much. It's a step below. You know,
I'm all for doing something huge and shifting things. There's no small tweaks that you can do to fix any type of racial bias or racism or discrimination. There's no small fixes for that, because there's nothing you can put in place for a person's mind to be changed and to not think that way and not be biased. So you really just gotta. It has to be a drastic change. You have to do something dramatic that's going to make that person go back to the room and really think like, dang, is it really that bad? And maybe they might change.
Maybe.
But yeah. Anything you can come up with that's a fix within the NFL is not going to work.
Yeah. That would be the only thing that worked. That would be the only thing that worked, to where it's not just one person saying, well, I'm not coming to OTAs. I'm not coming to camp.
Yeah.
A team saying, nah, man, this ain't it. And so until we get some people of like at least moderators, it has to be something that can be done in this hiring process in order to, fix this. And it has to start with people of color being in these positions of power. In my opinion, got to start there.
Yeah. What do you think, Lamar?
I take it y'all talking about that Brian Flores situation.
Of course.
Yeah. And if anybody's listening and watching my midnight show, I'll probably end up repeating the same thing I'm saying now, but oh well, who cares? At the end of the day, I gotta applaud Brian Flores, because he's pretty much put himself in a real Kaepernick type of situation. Here's my thing on it. NFL, they're gonna do, obviously, when you start throwing race and discrimination and things like that, that's negative headlines. So they about to throw that man a fat settlement check so it goes away.
Right.
And he's going to sacrifice his NFL coaching career for it. And applause to him. But is going to be another hush. But at the end of the day, the problem is still going to sit there, because they're not going to do anything to change the problem that's been there from the beginning of the NFL. So like I said, hats off to Brian for having the cojones to do it. I mean, he when he filed that lawsuit, I know he had to think about it. He's like, bro, this might be the end of me. Like, he knew. So he knew. It's a shame that we're still having this problem with the NFL, because you're talking about 75% African American players who make up the talent and pretty much make up the product that's garnered all this billions of dollars. And the owners they're basically saying, hey, you Negroes and any other minorities, you are only good enough to make the money for us, but you're not good enough to be in charge of the money that we make. And so that's the message that they're saying. And I agree with anybody that says, hey, the best way to change it directly is affect the bottom line, affect the money part of it. I bet you if you mess up the money of them billionaires, the 32 billionaires who are the owners, with 31, you take out Green Bay, they got some kind of weird situation with them, but you affect 31 billionaires, you affect that bottom line, and say, hey, take away the talent that produces the money. And here's my biggest take. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has a opportunity right here to affect it. He can if he can convince some of these players, like, hey, come on to the XFL. You ain't got to deal with that foolishness of the NFL, the politics and the racism. Come over to the XFL, help build this product up. You'll get the same type of money. And then the NFL, oh damn. Oh, they doing something. Well, I guess we should change it. Oh, yeah, you should have changed it. You should have changed that after the 102 seasons you had. You had 102 seasons to change it. Now that your money's getting messed up, now I guess we got to fix it. Come on now. You had all the opportunities to fix it. You had 102 football seasons. Exactly. Now you want to fix it. It's a shame.
So, and I like that part. Here's a couple of things I'll point out though. With the XFL, Vince McMahon owns the XFL. It's not. I don't think he has team owners.
No. Dwayne bought it out, so it's Dwayne's his. It's his outright.
It's the Rocks now.
Yeah,
So
it's all.
And then how many teams is it?
Last time I saw maybe like eight teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Something
And
like
then
that.
who are the team owners? Do he own all the teams too?
He primarily owns all the teams, and then they got some kind of board of directors where they handle each team's day-to-day operations.
So that would have to change. That would have to change because the whole purpose of it is to and it do exactly what you did or what you just said. I would do that, but I would change the fact that I would want team owners, and I would and starting with 8 is fine, right? And I want all those team
and
owners
that was about to be my next take. That gives you a chance for your minority people to get ownership. That gives you your chance to actually do something that the NFL they not letting nobody sit at the table. They not.
We don't want to sit at the table though. I mean, sitting at the table is not doing anything. You know, that there's nothing. That's the change I said. There's a facelift where they still have control over everything. It's just gonna go back to what it is, right? So I wouldn't. The motivation for doing this wouldn't be so they can wake up and then make the change. The motivation should be we're never going to work with you in that capacity again. We're going to own the teams that our players play for, right? And the difference between us and y'all is when we have people that is not of color that play for us, we won't treat them like that. We're hire people based on whether they can coach or not versus whether they got the hookup with somebody I know or my son's friend that started out as a ball boy.
It's too much buddy system in the NFL. Somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. You your last name is Shanahan. Oh, your last name is Manning.
Which is cool because that's natural for that to happen everywhere. But if you're doing it based on race, then nah.
Yeah, and I feel you, but here's the thing: if you're just letting people in because of who you know and not because you're the best qualified person for the job, you're excluding a whole pool of people who can get you to the promised land of what you want. And Brian Flores, to me, was wrongfully wrongfully fired. So the Dolphins messed that up completely.
We'll get into that too.
And then once I knew he was on the market, if I was them other 8-9 teams that had vacancies at the time, would have been like, yo, he's at the first of the list, bro. Like he gotta be.
That's what we thought. We thought he was.
So. Like Brian Flores, he'd be one of those guys picked up second day
instantly. He should have right when the word came down and he was getting axed in Miami. He should have been at every interview the next day and been first candidate on everybody's list. And
bro, when I heard these coaches that got jobs the last couple of weeks, I'm like, who the heck? Who? Exactly. The balls.
The ball.
I'm like, yo, man.
Not the ball.
It's pretty bad, man. Like I don't know what these dudes did that impressed so many people, but I mean, I thought I knew everybody who deserved jobs, and the ball wasn't one of them. I mean, Buffalo did good, but I mean,
you know why he got the job, Mel? You know why he got the job?
Why?
Is because you see Josh Allen, who came in as a project, and his completion percentage was in the dirt. It was trash.
Okay.
And then you see it gradually, year by year, getting better. Then you see how the transformation of Josh Allen from year 1 to year 4 now, that's the only reason why he's gotten the job. And just because of that right there.
Really?
That's the only reason why. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because Dabo was looking like, oh, well, hell, he turned Josh Allen from a in the dirt project to an MVP candidate. He got to be he can do it for Daniel Jones. I don't know about all that shit, but that's what they thinking. So I mean, it's jacked up, is messed up. I mean, to me, is more than one way to go about fixing it, and it's a little bit of yours is to make your own product. You know, whether it's the XFL,
Gotcha.
whether it's some actual NFL or Negro Football League, I don't care. It just, you know, at some point, you can't keep feeding the monster in the NFL because they at this point are the big conglomerate. They monopolizing the sport of sports entertainment, football, as it is. And so, and you know, and I gotta say this, as a fan of the NFL product, it's really got me thinking right now. It's like, as much as a Chiefs fan I am, how much do they deserve my hard-earned money anymore? Do they deserve my when I go out my house and bust my ass for the dollars that I invest for these shit? I just spent almost $500 2 weeks ago to that Buffalo and Kansas City game, and I paid airfare. Is it even worth it anymore? Because if they
you mean?
Well, because what I mean is if they treating people like Brian Flores that look like us, then it puts me in a conundrum. Like, well, damn, this is what they really feel, because it's not about the players, it's about the ownership. That's where the problem's at. So if the owners feel that way about a coach, then I hate to be a fly on the wall and hear what they actually feel about us.
Bruh. I would love to be able to fly on the wall and hear that jump, boy. For real.
So
I want to know. I got a good guess though.
Oh, I got a good guess, and if my intuition is true, they'll never get a dime out of my black ass no more.
Hey, so what was up with the because part of his lawsuit, he mentioned a lot of people. Of course, he mentioned the Giants, and he also mentioned that the team owner in Miami was telling him to tank. Mm-hmm. And hey, I incentivize every loss with $100K. What if that's true? What is behind that? Why would he want that? He tanking for who? Like who's the big draw out of the draft?
That was the year that Burrow went number 1, and they ended up getting Tua at 5, and Herbert went 6 right behind him. So that was that year. And so the owner, Stephen Ross, was pretty much was saying like, yo, bro, man, this tank, bro. I don't need you winning all these games and taking our draft pick further down the line. We want to be closer to 1 as possible. And the thing is Flores is a coach of, he comes off to me as a real coach of integrity. He comes off as a coach that's going to do things the right way. And he comes from the Belichick tree. It's black and white. Ain't no gray area. Like it's either this way or it's that way. And to me, it's just a bigger telling of how that organization is ran.
Would you do that, Zoe? If the team owner came to you was like, "Hey, man, we tanking for the rest of you," would you do it?
Well, this tells me one, I couldn't do it. Listen, these coaches are so invested in success. Mm-hmm. Like you don't get, especially a coach of color, you don't get those opportunities if you lose. Like,
and if you do, you get a short lease.
You get a short lease. So even though ownership probably may or may not have kept him, let's say, absolutely, Burrow, keep in mind, was at LSU, killing it that year. Mm-hmm. I get it. I do understand. But asking a coach to tank is like asking a player. I'm sure Brian Flores had some playing days too. It's real difficult if you play the sport. Like, hey man, go out here and lose on purpose, or make decisions that it's hard to do.
How do you tank in football anyway? Like, how do you tank? Because
to kind of answer that question, as a coach, if you know that you got Pro Bowlers that are your starters, and your owner, hey man, $100K, man, go ahead and tank, and so you can sit there and be like, all right, starters, y'all go sit your asses on the bench. Let's put the third string in. You know what I'm saying? Or deliberately call certain play calls that absolutely make no sense. Like remember Greg Williams when he was with the Jets and they played the Raiders and he went 0 blitz on that last play. and Henry Ruggs got that long touchdown.
Mhm.
He did that deliberately. That's form of tanking.
Really?
Yeah.
This confirms that teams do this.
They do it, man.
It can be done. It can be done. Teams can do it if they're willing to do it. But I just like Mar said, man, he strikes me as a guy. Look, I know my leash is short. I want to do things, and I want to do things the right way. So going to him, offering him $100K for every loss. I mean, of course, it's tempting because $100K is still $100K. But I mean, at the end of the day, I think
I got 100,000 reasons what I could do with $100K. Though.
Exactly. So I mean, he may have. I don't know what happened after that, but regardless of what, if he's bringing it to light, my guess is that he did not accept that. You get what I'm saying? That would be my guess if he's entering this into this lawsuit, because I guarantee any defense lawyer is going to ask him, "Did you take any of this money that was incentivized for you losing?" I don't know what their record was that year, but that's probably one of the things that he asked. But so I'm assuming he didn't do it. That means he's trying to be a straight arrow, do what he got to do it the right way, win real games to eventually, be a long tenured coach somewhere. And it's just not going to happen now. But, to bring that up, this man, listen, all I need to know about Brian Flores is that he took that team that lost 6 in a row, and then he won 6 in a row with Parker.
Hey, come on down to Miami. We got Parker, and Parker.
Won 6 in a row. Like, so I'm like, okay, this guy
died when I saw that, boy.
Man, that thing was so funny, boy. He took that team that wasn't really good. Let's just call it what it is. It wasn't really good. And he made it. I think who they beat. I know they beat the Ravens. They beat the Patriots twice last year.
Bro, how do you get fired and you sweep Bill Belichick?
Sweep Bill? How?
Come on, now.
How? You just like that tells me everything I need to know about that organization as far as the front office goes. Like, you just got rid of a good coach, and you're not sure about the quarterback situation because you heard those mumbles all year, and we don't know what Tua. Do we know what Tua is?
Look, Brian. Flores knew. He didn't want him. He didn't want his ass. So he knew. He didn't
want him. So he knew. I mean, and so with those decisions, I'm not surprised at anything that they got going on that comes unfolded because of this situation. I won't be surprised at any of them.
I wish the Dolphins organization 0-20 records for the rest of their existence.
I hope you never win.
It ain't going to court. They go settle this, man. They got to.
Oh yeah, come on.
They can't. They can't.
Chris said Flores the new Kaepernick. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. He gonna get a settlement just like Cap, and everything that was.
They gonna make him sign an NDA.
Yeah, it's never gonna come to light. Gonna come to light, man. All right, man. We'll move on from that, man. I do want to mention that your GOAT, Lamar, retired. Your GOAT, not the GOAT. Your GOAT.
No, that ain't my GOAT.
No,
he's the greatest winner. I ain't gonna call him GOAT.
Yeah,
most rings from a winning quarterback, and that's what it's about.
Yeah, that's for sure. But I mean, he officially announced it today. It was unofficial yesterday when Scheffner reported it. They had to come out and kind of backpedal from it. I don't know why. A lot of people. What you think happened with it?
Hey, come on, man. Brady. This is where Brady is real comparable to Brian. He's a control freak. He's a narcissist, and when Schefter and Jeff Darlington reported that on Saturday, those are very highly respectable sources. You know what I'm saying? So
you really don't miss like that.
No, that's not like this. And Schefter, and if he misses, he'll first to come out and be like, "Yo, my bad, I'll retract." But I didn't hear none of the source, so he had to get those sources on real credible people inside Brady's camp. Mm-hmm. And my opinion is that Brady is such a narcissist and wanted to control the narrative that he was probably upset that it got leaked day before Championship Sunday, and he was like, "Nah, I want to release it on my time." But the cat's out of the bag, and I think everybody kind of knew it was coming. So it's like, what's the point of officially announcing it now? To me, it's like, yeah, motherfucker, we knew.
But who told him though? I mean, who from? I mean, like, why tell a reporter if it ain't time for the, if Brady don't want to say nothing about it yet?
I mean, you know how it is. Unfortunately, Tom Brady don't have the same people in his camp that Chadwick Boseman did, that kept their mouth shut.
Yeah,
about Chadwick Boseman, because I didn't know Chadwick was sick until he passed away.
Yeah,
like that's how tight his circle kept their mouth shut.
Yeah.
So somebody leaked in his camp. I wouldn't be surprised if Giselle was on the damn phone and was like, "Hey, Schefter, I am retiring." Yeah, because you know how Giselle felt about him, because she been wanting him to retire.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't be surprised if that's the situation. I wouldn't be surprised. Somebody leaked it.
Yeah,
somebody leaked it.
Anything else to say on that? I mean,
No.
Yeah, I just. Yeah,
I mean, what do you want to say? What do you?
Yeah. I mean, I mean, if you ain't got nothing nice to say, don't say that. I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna rain on his parade, man. Brady, it was a pleasure to watch you play. You know,
it must be a new year. Mel passing up an opportunity.
To say what he got to say.
Y'all got me all wrong, man. Y'all really got me all wrong.
Yeah, man. Congrats to his retirement, man. He it definitely goes down as one of the best quarterbacks I've seen in a system that he was playing in and winning. How can you be mad at that? I mean, congratulations. I don't think, and I'm gonna say it, he's not my GOAT. He's not.
Certainly not.
He's not my GOAT. And there's some people on my timeline that probably are going to differ with that opinion, because I know a lot of people who were saying, the GOAT is gone. I don't want to watch football no more.
Oh, goodness. People saying that?
Wow. They were going that deep?
They were going that deep. And I'm like, is this not the same football that I have been watching for the majority of my life? Because I've seen people throw the ball better than Brady. Correct me if I'm wrong. I mean, is he perfect for what he does, especially in New England? Absolutely. It was a him and Belichick. I'm starting to realize it wasn't just Brady. It wasn't just Belichick. It was both of them.
Yeah,
it was a peanut butter jelly combination.
Exactly. It was perfect for what it was, and the reason why it's just confirmed because, I mean, look at Mac Jones this year. If you have the right quarterback in the right system for a long period of time, you're gonna figure it out, and you're gonna know what he does best. And Bill Belichick is good at taking a quarterback and what they do best and capitalizing on it, along with having a great defense. So, I mean, it's a lot of layers to that, but I'm not here to rain on his parade, man. He did his little Instagram post with 3 pages, dedicating all the stuff to the Bucs fans and whatnot. Do you, Brady, man? Enjoy retirement. So
did you see the part he ain't mentioned nothing about New England?
Which was
crazy. Yeah, that's weird.
They had to say something about him, and he responded to it, but he didn't mention it.
He wanted to take one last jab at the thing, huh?
Oh yeah,
one last jab, man. Who is he upset with up there? I thought Kraft was his guy.
No, Kraft is his guy. He did that solely to piss off Belichick, bro. He had to. I got a feeling there's going to be a book made in a couple of years about the situation, and hopefully we get a more insight on how, because Belichick he ain't one of them coaches. We going out to dinner and drinks with your star player. He's
buddy.
Yeah, he about his business. He about business. Is you gonna help my team win or not? So if you're not, they're the dough. I can get some trade value for you, and if I can't trade you, I'll release you in a heartbeat. I mean, he's known to do it, so he ain't about that buddy shit, man.
Nah, he not, man, not at all, not at all. But LaCour is not gonna let me forget Did you hear the scare? So Zoe,
Mm-hmm.
when we was talking about the Titans game, and we was well, who did the Titans lose to? Cincinnati, right?
The Bengals.
And you remember how you predicted what was going to happen? You said it's going to come down to Tannehill, and that's not going to work. You remember your prediction was kind of scary, accurate.
Yeah, like it was on the money.
Man, don't you play that clip for goddamn McCoy talking that shit from Saturday, man.
We got one scarier, right?
Scarier?
Yes.
Scarier. Yes, we got one scarier, man.
McCoy hit this shit on the nail, bro.
He did?
Bro, on the nail, bro.
That was crazy. Hold on, let me see if I can pull it up.
That shit's haunting me, dog.
I gotta find it. I'm trying to find it.
Hey, why you find it? Hey, I'm a man of my word. I could take my lickings. I could take my
you showed up. You showed up. You showed up. You ain't scared of.
I ain't scared. I showed up on my show Monday afternoon. I showed up on my show Monday night. I ain't hiding. I told Mel that I ain't hiding. I'm right here.
You can't hide, man. The team take the L. Like, you gotta stand up. That's still my team. Like, I gotta stand up.
Yeah, while Mel finding the clip, man. Look, man.
How you felt, man? What was going through your mind throughout the course of the game? First half, of course, you felt great.
I felt phenomenal. I was on NFL Shop looking for AFC Championship gear. Dog. I was like, yeah. And then that last drive before the half,
that's what told the story.
I said that's gonna come back and get us right there. And then second half started. Offense went punt, interception, punt. I'm like, boy, y'all playing with my boys. Y'all playing with your boys' emotions now. Come on now. And I saw a crazy stat. Andy Reid has coached 3 of the biggest collapses in playoff history. And all 3 of them was with the Kansas City Chiefs. 2014 blew a 28 deficit against the Colts. Andrew Luck.
I remember that.
I think a couple of years later, like 2017, blew like a 17-point lead against Marcus Mariota and the Tennessee Titans at home. And then you blow this 18-point deficit on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Now, hey, look, Andy, thank you for that one Super Bowl, but I said it when he first got hired. I wasn't a fan of it because I saw what you did in Philly.
Yeah, like Andy's the guy. Like, listen, he might squeeze one in there, but he'll make a lot of mistakes with a lot of talent on those offenses. Like, look at Philly's offense, man, when he was there. Like, they should have won rings.
Yeah, plural. They went to 4 straight NFC championships, only made it to the Super Bowl once.
That's crazy. You think, okay, so as far as play calling goes, because y'all just didn't look like the team that we know y'all are. It was just like, who are these guys? I said, man, this got to be Jackson Mahomes out here. This is
over there TikToking on the field and shit.
Man, on the field.
Zoe, when you got a running back in Jerick McKinnon that was averaging 5.4 yards a carry, and then Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I've never been a big fan of, came in and was clipping 6 yards a carry.
I did not know that you running the ball that effectively.
It all that was the first half. They barely got any touches in the second half, and you were up 18. So by the time you come out in the second half, you up 11. You're supposed to salt that clock down, and this is how I know that Eric Bieniemy was not doing the play calling. Eric Bieniemy, who's a former running back in the NFL, a former running back in college. I'm one to believe that a running back says, "Hey, yo, we got the lead. Let's control the clock. Let's run the rock, pound them into oblivion." Because it wasn't like Cincinnati was stopping the run.
No,
they weren't stopping the run. But Andy had to get too cute. See, Andy's one of those coaches that, like, I'm so smart at offense that I'm too smart sometimes, and you end up outsmarting your own damn self, and you costing yourself. Come on, you got 3 of the biggest leads blown in playoff history. Come on, man.
So I found the clip, right?
Oh, you did?
So
Okay.
yeah, so I went live the other night, right, to talk about Tom Brady, and Lamar joined me, and Chris LaCour joined me, and then toward the end we gave our predictions on what we thought was gonna happen. I told Lamar Kansas City was going to the crib. I told him we was gonna be smoking a number 15 Grim Reaper pack later that night. And this, I want you to listen to what Chris said was gonna happen. And I know it was a retard mistake, like when Caton Get Right hit them home runs. So I'm gonna give him a little bit of credit, but not a lot of credit. Like he's not gonna be able to duplicate this it all ever again. But listen to what this man said.
Okay.
Hey, I'm saying it right here now. 33-27. Chiefs.
That's what I like to hear.
I got 41-38 overtime Bengals.
Damn, LaCour, you was just my guy and shit like that, dog.
And here's how I got it. Chiefs gonna win the coin toss in overtime. Patrick Mahomes gonna throw an interception. Bengals go down and hit the field goal.
Hey,
no way.
Y'all in for a shock, man.
Man, stop.
What they gave?
Listen.
This man said they're gonna win the coin toss. Mahomes gonna throw a pick, and the Bengals gonna kick the field goal, and that's exactly what happened. It was crazy.
Man, my heart been hurting since Sunday, dog.
Hey, you on mute, Zoe?
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that
was crazy. That was scarier than yours, though.
Yeah, that was way scary. Like he told what happened, exactly what happened, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm waiting on them lotto numbers too, LaCour.
Oh, exactly.
Some lotto numbers, bro.
You need to be on all of the DraftKings and everything this week, bro. Because if you hit it like when you get it like that, you gotta do some gambling, man. You might be on the street. But I'm gonna be honest. I thought that once the Chiefs won the coin toss, I said, "Dang, they got away again."
No, I didn't. I didn't because Mahomes looked bad the whole second half, and he was just what I didn't think he was gonna be able to turn it on at in the overtime. And then when he his first pass went right through somebody's hands, I was like, oh man, this ain't the night. And then the second pass, it went over everybody's head, but if the corner would have noticed that the ball was too high, all he had to do was back up, and he could have picked that one off. And then the third pass, and then the third pass actually got picked. So he pretty much threw 3 picks in a row in overtime.
Hey, I got a scary stat for you.
Yeah.
So first half, Mahomes went like 11 for 13, 3 TDs and like almost 200 yards. Second half, this man went 9 for 20, bro, and 2 interceptions.
Cheeks.
Straight cheeks.
Straight
buns.
What contributed to all of that though? What was the cause of it?
Well, kind of what me and Zoe was talking about. It was definitely some questionable play calling. Andy Reid, like I said, he gets too damn smart for his own good sometimes, shoot himself in the foot. It's like, bro, he has a career percentage of passing 70% of the time, which is ungodly. That makes no sense. So the threat of running, nobody's scared of it because they know you're not going to run it. Yeah. But look, him and Mahomes got to share this responsibility, bro. You know, Mahomes played like ass. Say what you want. Week before, he looks like the GOAT in incumbent. And this week, he looks like Kirk Cousins in the second half. So let's call a spade a spade. Mahomes absolutely played like trash that second half in overtime. He missed a few good reads that is like, bro, you make that pass 9 times out of 10. Why you pick this time not to make that pass? And that last drive when they had 1:26 left on the clock and they had 1st and goal on the 5-yard line.
That's why I come in and say everything that happened before that was just football. I get it. I mean, at this point, you can't get mad that the team played well enough for your quarterback to be a little bit off. right? So I mean, it's the championship game. So the team's got to at least be good enough to do that, right? So for you to get all the way to the 5-yard line and have the ball game in your hand, all you got to do is get in the end zone.
Get in the end zone, bro. That's it.
And they went out there and start outsmarting themselves and saying, we don't want to get in the end zone too soon because we go give them time to go down and score. I would have said, bump that. Get in the end zone immediately.
Score, dude. Score.
Immediately. As soon as they use all their time, they didn't have no more timeouts.
They had no timeouts, man,
Yeah.
and they had 1:26 left. And here's the thing about with Andy Reid, he has a capacity to always not put a team away with his play call. And he, like I said, when you got 3 of the biggest blown leads in playoff history, that's more about you. So he owes me and the Kansas City Chiefs fans 2 more Super Bowls because you didn't blew at least 2 opportunities to get a Lombardi. So you owe us 2 more. Thank you for 1, but we could definitely have more. And this one stings the most is because you know the talent that you have on that team, and for you to blow that lead at home in that moment is what makes it so much worse.
I blame Jackson Mahomes and Miss Pat Mahomes. Yeah, I blame them. Hey, Sports Cave, Gary, what's going on, brother?
Gary,
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing?
Man, we're
What's
good,
going on,
Hang
man?
in there.
What's going on?
Hey, it's been a while since I've been on, man. So
Yeah,
heard you guys was talking some good stuff. I said, well, let me see if I can join in here.
yeah. What's going on? What's your thoughts?
Hey, my thoughts. First, I want to start off with Brady. I know y'all may disagree or agree. I think Brady is going to go down as, I'll say, the best quarterback to ever play the game. And I won't say best player, best quarterback. I think my best player to ever play the game would probably be either Jim Brown or either Lawrence Taylor. But to get back to what I was saying with Brady was he was in a system. He was in a system at New England, and I thought the same thing. I thought, well, it's just a system. Once they get away from each other, Brady gonna show who he really is. But he got away from Belichick, and I think you're right. They both needed each other. But once he got away from Belichick, he proved that it's not a system. I got some talent. I can play this game.
Right.
And I think the guy could play the game in any era, any time. And you know, what's that?
No, go ahead. That was feedback.
Okay.
Go ahead.
And my thing was that another thing about him that you know, not only his comebacks and his wins and all that stuff, but you know, this is a guy that was at 44 years old and playing at the top of his game. I mean, this was a great year for him.
It was.
This was a guy that never was replaced. They never replaced him. The only reason why he left New England is because they wanted to go a different way, and they didn't want to pay him some more money for another contract.
Right.
That was the only reason. So nobody replaced this guy. He left at the top of his game, unlike other people, you know, that's went out. They were benched or whatever, you know, somebody was drafted to take their place. That didn't happen with this guy. And you know, if you're a football fan, you may not like him, but you do have to respect him. And the longevity that he brought, that's another thing.
I agree.
22 years.
I agree.
22 years.
So look, Gary,
like that.
I like him and I respect him. I don't like his fans. I like Brady and I respect Brady. I don't like his fans, and I don't like people who inflate what he does. Like, say for instance, him leaving New England and proving it wasn't the system. Well, it's easy to prove it's not the system when you leave and utilize that system with a super team. Like, he went over there with a super offense. They got a Pro Bowl in the backfield in Leonard Fournette. They got a Pro Bowler in the X and Evans, and a Pro Bowler in the slot in Godwin, and another Pro Bowler coming off the bench in Antonio Brown, and another former Pro Bowler at tight end, and 2 first-round talent tight ends behind Gronk. Right. So I mean, I agree. If when Brett Favre left Green Bay and went to the Jets or Minnesota, wherever he went, which one he goes to first, Minnesota or the Jets?
He went to Jets first.
Jets.
He went to Jets. First. and then went to Minnesota, and I think he was one play away. Of course, he was always interception prone.
Yeah.
And he, the interception came to bite him in his butt. He cost himself at a championship game at the ripe age of 44 as well. Wasn't
Right.
he 44?
Now he
I
was
think
like
he was
40,
close.
41. But still in his
41,
40s
I think he
though.
was 41.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the thing about it is, that game against the Saints, it was basically a kick away. But Brett Favre was always you always expected him to do something towards the end of the game. He's gonna do something boneheaded. And he threw the ball across the grain and interception.
He got a lot of Phillip Rivers in him.
Yeah. But I agree with what you're saying. I think there's some light to what you're saying. I agree to a point. But also I want to talk about Flores as well. I'm gonna tell you, where there's smoke, there's some fire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Where there's smoke, there's fire. And that man knows there's some stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, it will behoove the NFL to settle this thing. I think one of you guys said something about settling this thing out of court. It's going to behoove them to do that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because you've already had the Kaepernick thing that went down. Then you've got there was something else that's going down. Went down. I just had it on my mind.
The John Gruden.
You got this. Yeah, the John Gruden. That's it. The John Gruden thing. For long, Congress is going to step into this thing. And the NFL they don't like to be told what to do, especially those owners. They're gonna wonder what's going on with the money, and they're gonna start stepping into this thing and start investigating. A probe's gonna start. They don't want this to happen.
Right.
You gotta see where I'm getting at.
Yeah.
They don't want this to happen.
Hey, Gary, you
Let's
see what they
forget
did
about
with that Washington football situation. They didn't leak all them emails talking about Washington. They only leaked about what happened with Gruden. There's more. There's more than that.
Right.
They just made Washington pay the $10 million fine and said, "Let's move on."
Basically, you get ready to open a Pandora's box here.
Oh yeah.
And this thing could get bigger and nastier, man, than what it really is. So they're going to try to do all they can to shut Brian Flores up. Listen, this man is not lying. Okay, everybody said, "Well, he's making this stuff up." Why?
Right.
Why?
Well, wait. Who's implying that he's making it up?
Well, I've heard some people.
Are you
say
serious?
I've heard some. Yeah, I've heard people saying that he's making this up. But again, this is the NFL. This is the type of era we live in. Being not sensitive to the cause. This man should have never been fired.
He should have
been fired.
Right.
X.
And now you fire him, and now there's gonna be a lot of stuff brought up, man. So they're only doing it to themselves, and quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm losing the love for the NFL, and I love football, but I'm losing the love that I used to have for it.
Gary,
man, you just said something right there, boy.
So look, Gary, we've been in our group chat talking about it, and for the last 2 years that we've been doing this podcast, people, as much as we love sports, I know Zoe have heard me say many a times, what we're watching is no longer the pure football that we grew up watching in the 80s and 90s. It's not, because they found out that the money they can make by making it very entertaining is more important than giving us pure football. So they've changed so much where you almost watching the WWE, like something like these things. Like, imagine how many close games we've seen that was so entertaining that people were talked about in the playoffs this year. All these games, after the wild card game, all these games went down to the wire.
Yeah,
there's no way, unless you call a game a certain way, for the purpose to be entertaining and dramatic toward the end.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I don't like watching referees perform. I want to watch the players perform.
Exactly.
I shouldn't even know the referees exist.
Did you see all the ratings that all them games was bringing in? A
lot of ratings, and they're going back to the negotiating table. Like, look at what we can provide. Look what we can provide. We can do this anytime we want to.
Well, guys, fellas, Mel, this is the deal. If you think about it. Look at the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is not about. What you said about entertainment is so true.
Good point, Ryan.
It's about corporations. They got tickets going at $20,000, $30,000. Nosebleeds
That's
going at
crazy.
700. Nosebleeds going at 700. That means that's 7,000 for a nosebleed ticket.
Yeah.
Now I live right beside the stadium. The NFC Championship game. I'm talking about. I'm 300 yards from the stadium, literally. The NFC Championship game was held here. Do you know how much parking was? Parking was $500.
No way.
Shit.
No
That's
way.
no lie. $500. I had a friend of mine that went to the game. He paid $420 to park.
No
That's
way.
no lie. This is what it's shaping up to. Roger Goodell has it's not the love of the game, it's the love of the money,
Right.
those owners and stuff.
Right.
That was one of the reasons why you had the Rams to come back here. Jerry Jones was one of the big advocates for it because why? Because second biggest TV market, and you got all those owners. You got all those owners that's now sharing the pot.
Right.
That's why Kroenke was sued for $800 million by the city of St. Louis.
Unfortunately, we go have to divest from NFL until we can get the product that we fell in love with, man. This ain't it. This ain't the product we fell in love with, man.
This is not. And I'm gonna take it off the air with this, guys. And I hope this the USFL comes back and makes a splash. They bring football. You gotta bring something that's gonna compete with them.
Yeah.
You gotta bring something because the USFL. And when it first came out, I remember when it first came out, it competed with the NFL.
Yeah.
Until Donald Trump got in it and screwed the whole thing
Donald
up.
Trump messed it up, man.
Messed the whole thing up.
Because I remember, man, they was getting all the first round college players coming out. They had Jim Kelly, Herschel Walker. You know, they had players like that, man. And I think they was offering them more money for the college kids coming out, and you know they played 2-3 years with them. And then, eventually they end up. I think Warren Moon started out there too.
Yeah, he did.
No, Warren Moon was in the CFL.
CFL.
Okay.
You had Doug Williams, which was with Tampa, and Hugh Culverhouse said that he was not paying a quarterback $400,000. And Doug Williams went to the Arizona, or was it Outlaws? I know Kelly was with the Gamblers.
Yeah.
You had a lot of people out there. But Donald Trump screwed the freaking league up, man.
Yeah.
John Bassett wanted to run the league. He wanted to start slow and run it nice and slow. But then Trump come in after Bassett dies, and then Trump wanted to battle the NFL. He wanted to sue everybody.
He sued the NFL. Did you hear that story, Lamar, on how it happened? They tried to sue the NFL for having a monopoly.
Yeah, I remember suing them, but the thing is, when you sue the NFL, man, more than not, you're not gonna win. They got the deeper pockets, they got the top-notch lawyers, and then they what they do is they drag it out. They drag out the case, and it drains your money, and so your pot ain't as big as theirs. So by the time it actually comes to the docket and actually gets heard, you out of money, so you got to pull out. Right? It's over.
Guess what ended up happening in that case? You know the USFL won, right? They won that case.
They won. Yeah.
But the judge must have been bought because the judge ruled, yeah, you won it. They do have a monopoly, but I'm only going to reward you $1. So they won the lawsuit for $1. They were suing.
But they paid in lawyer fees millions. But they paid a lot of money in lawyer fees.
Exactly. So now the league was gone after that. But the commissioner of the league back then said he never cashed that $1 check. He said it's right here. He had it framed at his desk.
I got a real interesting point. I want to get y'all take on this. So these 31 owners who are billionaires, they are rubbing elbows with your politicians. And so think about this. You know how politics is dirty and corrupted.
Right.
Birds of a feather flock together.
Absolutely.
That's all I'm saying.
You said enough.
Make no doubt about it. There's no secret. All right. So this is gonna be interesting. We seen what Mahomes could do. And now we're seeing what Joe Burrow could do. And I just had a thought in my head. I really like what I see in Joe Burrow, and he seemed like he got a good look to him on his shoulder. So I think it's a fair question, man. Which quarterback would you rather have for the next 10 years, man? Pat Mahomes or Joe Burrow?
Oh, you gonna do this right now?
Yes,
I'll
sir.
let you take it. So
Ryan say Mahomes.
I'm still gonna go with Mahomes too, Ryan. He's been, this is sample size. This is sample size. Like I am a 100% believer in Joe Burrow. Cincinnati has their quarterback. They got their guy, man. They got their guy. The Chargers got their guy. I think these young quarterbacks have staken their claim as being the face of the franchise for the future. But for what? Yes, 100%. Second half of this past game, Mahomes did not look like what we are accustomed to, not even a little bit, honestly.
Yeah.
But that doesn't take away what he's looked like for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
And I think that's the reason why I would still take Mahomes.
Yeah. I mean, Zoe said it. I mean, and that's not me being, of course, a Chiefs fan, but I have the pleasure of having Mahomes as my quarterback, my team. But I won't take nothing away from Burrow. Hey, you can't. I mean, I knew we was in trouble when the man came out with the iced out Nike chain that said J-Bo. I was like, oh damn, this
man got a nickname too. Like
yeah. I was like, this man came out to play. He iced out. He been in down in the hoods of Cincinnati with his boys, and hanging with Jamar Chase doing the gritty and shit. So this man got some swagger. He got some confidence that you can't buy. This man got confidence. He's not scared at any moment. So honestly, you can't go wrong with either one. But next 10 years, I'm gonna still rock with Mahomes. But damn it, Burrow, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, Justin Herbert. There's five quarterbacks in the AFC. Well, probably for the next 10, 15 years, they're gonna be probably doing that whole revolving door. Who's gonna represent the AFC in the Super Bowl?
So, out of all those guys you named, Joe Burrow, Herbert, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, out of all those guys, I'm taking Mahomes over all of them except Joe Burrow. If I had my choice, I'm taking Joe Burrow for a couple of reasons. One,
Tell me why.
he ain't got no baggage he bring with him like Mahomes. I mean, I'm serious. Like I say it jokingly, but his family is a issue, bro. Like his wife and his brother is a problem. I'm sorry, man. I don't even want them nowhere in my stadium.
Yeah, I hear you.
Not at all, man. So
hey, just to elaborate on that, man. I'm in several Chiefs groups. And bro, they go ham on them too, because they like, bro, y'all are in the way. Y'all are in the way.
Yeah. Yeah. And I seen one of those comments in one of those Chief groups where they're saying the only reason why Mahomes keep winning like this in the playoffs because he don't want to go to the crib. He don't want to go home with his. But
but the only problem, he keep dragging their ass every damn game.
Yeah.
Road games, home games, they everywhere.
So the family is one thing, right? But as far as on the field, I think when Mahomes didn't have his name and everyone wasn't on his side and he was emerging, I like that version of Mahomes better than the one that is at the top now where everyone's talking great about him and he has this level of cockiness with him that bit them in the butt early this season because they didn't want to run the ball. It could have been Andy Reid, but the stuff that Mahomes was doing, like, dude, why are you laying parallel to the deck and trying to throw a 15-yard pass to a tight end? Like, why you got two defenders on your legs bringing you down? Like, why are you doing stuff like that? So his cockiness, I just can't stand it. Yeah, I can't stand it. I don't like it, and it's coming back to bite him early in the season. But they got it together toward the end. But every time they get it together, he goes right back to it. Once he seemed like, okay, now it's clicking. All right, I don't need the running backs no more. Let's just run, right? Let's do it. And I think Burrow got that coolness to him that we like in Tom Brady. And he got some of all the greats. He got some Peyton, he got some Tom, he got some Aaron Rodgers with his legs. I like the kid, man.
Yeah.
I like him a whole lot, man. So I'm going Joe Burrow, man.
Hey,
give me Joe Burrow all day long.
There was a couple of times where I'm like, oh, defensive line got Burrow dead to rights, and he just did enough shiftiness to get out of it.
He did
just enough to get away, but still keep his eyes downfield.
Yeah,
and make good throws, man. Like I think that the next year will be the real test, because now you got to prepare. You got to, he's on your scouting report every week. Everybody he plays, you have to prepare for Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase, the combination of the two. But Joe Burrow, you got to prepare for this guy. So I think next year will be. I'm not ready to put him above Mahomes yet. Because
you got to do it more. You got to do it more often.
If he comes out, of course, I wish nothing but healthiness throughout the next season. If he comes out, he produces like this again, especially with that offensive line. Then now we're talking.
That was about to be my next thing. Cincinnati, y'all can't mess this up.
Oh my gosh.
You can't mess this up, because you already lost them for pretty much more than half the season last year to the ACL. You was lucky to he maintained his health this year with that still very porous offensive line. If that ain't the first thing y'all address going into the offseason, I don't know what y'all doing.
Yeah, they crazy.
Because you got your guy.
Yeah.
You got to keep him upright, and you got to keep him healthy. You can't have him missing seasons because y'all can't protect him. Because it's doing a disservice not only to your franchise, it's doing a disservice to your fan base, and it's doing a disservice to football fans, because he's up there right now as one of the next great quarterbacks. And if y'all can't have him on the field because he's hurt all the time because I can't protect him, y'all doing a disservice to everybody that loves football.
Yeah. Okay. Respond to these comments real quick. Who will be the next Burrow? I don't see nobody in the draft this year, but maybe y'all do.
Nobody in the draft.
I don't feel confident in nobody that's coming out as far as quarterbacks.
This might be the weakest quarterback draft, man.
Yeah, this would be the one that we might get a diamond in the rough, but we don't even know his name yet. Like, for real.
Will they adjust to Herbert and Burrow I guess Ryan is saying they adjusted to Mahomes this year.
They'll adjust after tape. Yeah, and that's
you're supposed to. I mean, as an opposing team, you're supposed to make sure that you put your team in the best position to stop them. But I just think I'm of your mindset right there, man. That I think he's too good that he's not going to have all these down games. He's too good. You gotta actually take that team out and beat them.
You gotta beat them. You gotta finish those almost sacks, and you gotta finish. Like, you have to beat the team, and you gotta take him down. But he's where I think he's like Peyton. Since I see Arch Manning on the screen, he has the mental capacity to do things and to make adjustments to your adjustments. So I think that is going to serve him just as well as all the rest of the tools he got, man. That dude, they got him. And it kills me sometimes. He's one of those guys, man, where we're good at quarterback. Let's address everything else.
Hey, have y'all seen enough of Arch Manning to have an opinion?
He got to show that he can do it in college.
I mean,
the man's in high school still. So let's not crown him because of his last name.
I mean, he's good. He has the physical tools of the last name. Yeah. But man, it depends on the college he goes to. If he goes to the SEC, it's going to be tough for him because I mean, it's just a different breed of football down there. If he goes to like Oklahoma or one of those schools that air it out a lot, he's going to shine because he has I don't know about up here, but physically he has it all. Just from what I've seen. And he's a better athlete than both of his uncles. He plays basketball and he's
definitely more mobility. Definitely more mobility.
Yeah. Exactly. So
I'm gonna have to check him out a little bit. Hopefully he ain't a prodigy like Jimmy Clausen was. They said Jimmy Clausen was a prodigy, bro.
Hey, Jimmy Clausen had the abilities. He just couldn't put it all together, man. That's
Bruh.
just what it was.
Jimmy Clausen was all over the place. All right, let's move to the NFC real quick. How do y'all feel about that game, man? Who would you say? I know, right? Who would you say was more likely the hero of that game, man?
There's only one answer.
Man,
His name is Cooper Kupp.
Okay.
Somebody said, man, somebody I don't know who it was in the group chat said this man Cooper Kupp really came in the 2021-2022 season and became the best receiver in football.
He did, man. It's crazy, yo. It's crazy. Like he got every part of it. It's almost like a basketball player that got the inside game, the mid range, and the three. Like you can throw him screens, he get yak. You can throw him short medium passes, he get yak. You can use him as a possession receiver. Yeah. You can use him to take the top off the defense. You can send him on go routes. You can do jet sweeps with him, and he blocks like a tight end. Bro.
Yo, this man runs every route. Every route on the street, and it's impeccable. This dude is like, it's unfair. It's not right.
Hey, so it's so unfair that if you don't get a hands on him at the line, you already beat.
You lost, man. Imagine he's not the size of Kelsey, but it's like Kelsey when you give him a free release. You're gonna lose. Like the positioning that he takes and the way he able to see the field and just sit down so quickly in them open areas, dude. He gives Matt Stafford. He definitely did. Whoever that is said that. OBJ. Can we put the Baker Mayfield stuff to bed now? I mean, could we did it?
First of all, it wasn't even a debate. We knew what the issue was.
Not for me. It wasn't no debate for me. Corey was over there. Somebody wasn't gonna work. Remember, Corey was like, "It's not gonna work. He's got an attitude problem. He's gonna tear up the locker room." I said, "Corey," man, but he's gonna go in. He's gonna start slow, but once he learn that offense and get acclimated, I said he go pop in the playoffs.
Hey, the crazy thing, man. The crazy thing about it, man. He wasn't putting up like huge stats wise, but he was still getting in the end zone while he was still learning the playbook. Exactly. And here's the crazy thing: OBJ, if he goes back to LA or if he doesn't, he just got himself another bag because he balled out in the NFC Championship game, man. Matter of fact, he balled out the whole playoffs. And if he continues that in 2 weeks at Super Bowl.
No matter who, somebody's gonna give him whatever, even if it's not in LA. He collected.
I've heard rumors that Brett Veach in Kansas City might look at him.
Why wouldn't? I mean, everybody looking.
Oh my God, why? I wouldn't do that.
Another tool for y'all, man.
Well, you got to understand, Kansas City, besides Kelsey and Hill, you don't have a solid number 2 wide receiver. You really don't.
McCole that's my guy, but he inconsistent.
Let me ask you this: If Odell put himself back in a conversation as an elite receiver or something close to it, and he's due for a bag, why not stay with the Rams? You don't think they'd be able to sign him?
Well, I don't think it's about signing him. You got to understand is Robert Woods is going to be coming back. And that was between him and Cooper Kupp. Those are your top 2 targets. Now, if OBJ is willing to take he's going to have to take a team-friendly deal to stay in LA.
Yeah, you're not going to keep all 3. That's the thing.
Yeah.
You don't think so?
No, there's no way. There's no way.
Before Robert Woods got hurt, the reason why Corey said it wasn't going to work because Robert Woods was balling. Number one, he was balling. And then they got, what's the slot guy name? Van Jefferson. Jefferson is good at his, and we all know what Cooper Kupp did this year. The reason why Corey probably said it wasn't going to work there's 2 reasons, because he was trying to revive that horrible Rams. and because
that take was on life support the whole season.
From the time he said it, was on life support, man.
From the time he said it, man, I don't care what machinery you had, no Heimlich maneuver, nothing was going to bring that take back.
Nothing.
He did it because he thought that it was just too many good receivers. I mean, but Odell showed. I mean, of course, Robert Woods get hurt, but Odell showed his value, man. He's still Odell Beckham, man. He can still make big plays. Somebody said, "Can we get a pitch?"
Nah,
Odell to Miami.
Go play with Parker.
Hey, I kind of no disrespect to Robert Woods, man, but if I had my choice between him and Odell, it's Odell, man.
And I'm not mad at that.
No. Look, there's no wrong answer. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to go. Somebody got to stay.
Yeah.
I just don't see all three of them staying.
But it's possible. If they win the Super Bowl, you don't think everybody'd be happy enough to be like, all right, look, let's figure this out.
It depends on how much.
I think Stafford would even sacrifice money to keep all three of them.
I wouldn't be surprised at that. He's the
Detroit done gave him a bag, man. He done made some money.
Oh yeah, I hear what you're saying. Look, somebody's on that gonna have to sacrifice some money. Bottom line, at that point it comes down to ego.
Yeah.
Truly.
So the obvious answer is the guy that got in the end zone Cup and the guy who made some big time plays Cup. But I'm gonna say Odell, man, because I'm watching him. And
it's not a bad answer.
Like the game plan was, I guess, look, we just gonna have to let if Odell can beat us one-on-one, then that's what they're gonna have to do. But the passes he was catching was like comeback routes and it wasn't easy stuff. And he's catching all hands. Like he's the best hands receiver catcher I've seen in a while, man.
Even over Devontae. Devontae catches with his hands pretty.
Man, don't nobody catch with their hands like Odell, bro. Golly, that man is a hands catcher, man. And he's snagging in Stafford bullets like this. Just grabbing them.
Okay. I can see. I hear you.
I think Cup could have had the game he had, and if Odell didn't have the game he had,
they probably lost that.
Yeah. I think they would have lost, right? So yeah. I think they needed both. But it's normal for Cup to do what he did. So I think Odell actually stepped his game up, and they needed that to win. So I would say Odell, and then Aaron Donald, man. It got to the point where they needed stops, and when they because they wasn't getting a lot of pass rush at first.
They wasn't, and that was surprising me. That was surprising me that they wasn't getting that much pressure. Like that. Listen, man, the Rams are built to win the Super Bowl. Let's just call it what it is. They have a team that is built to win. And so when they weren't getting the pressure that I thought they was going to get, I thought this was going to be an easy game for them. But it turned out tough. But, at the end of the day, when they needed Aaron Donald, you saw him over there rallying the troops.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
And everybody listening. I'm talking about Von Miller, the veteran, listening, tuned in, and the boys went out and made plays.
Yep. Odell snatched a few NFC chip that I like. Probably. Yeah. Imagine with Cheetah with hands like that.
Man, hey, I'll be the first to tell you, man. Tyreek Hill that's what's stopping him from being an elite wide receiver. His speed, of course, that's a no-brainer. We could talk about his speed and how he gets mismatches with his speed. That's a no-brainer. But he's playing outfield. He's literally trying to like punt return. Like he's catching footballs like that. And
Tyreek Hill ain't like that, man. He's not a receiver, bro. He's not like that.
I mean, he's a receiver because he still makes the plays as a receiver.
He's Don BB at best. He's Don BB at best.
I ain't heard that name
look.
He's Don BB.
Hey, I call it how it is. I take my objectivity out. I know how to be objective. Tyreek Hill, what's stopping him from being a great receiver is he needs to hone his route tree. Pretty much, if it's not a slant, a go route, or a crossing route, other than that, he ain't running great routes. He's not, and he got stone hands. He can't. He's not catching nothing with his hands. Straight up, he's just not.
You know what you just described.
Don BB,
Devin Hester.
Ooh,
you just described Devin Hester. That's what he is.
Fair.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that.
That's a real good comparison.
Just get the ball in his hands. Of course, he can make a play because just off sheer athleticism and speed alone. But the true route running,
Look at Chris LaCour. I just saw that comment.
All is my friend. All is my friend.
Hey man, he but at best, man. Devin Hester, Don BB, man. But take your pick, man. He ain't like that, bro. He ain't like that. All right, so let's go to the other squad that was involved in this game. And now, you know, they got a little dilemma. I think Jimmy G was saying some encrypted stuff like he not gonna be back. Maybe he kind of feel that way, or so maybe somebody already told him, but we don't know for sure. So what would you do at this? I mean, this dude got him to the NFC Championship, what, 2 years in a row? 3 years in a row?
Not last year because they had all them injuries.
Before last year.
They were in the Super Bowl 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then they got to NFC Championship this year.
Is it time to move on? Would you go ahead and get arranged the Trey Lance, your first round pick, or
you want to hear a real interesting take that me and Nick had on the show the other night?
Let's hear it.
If I'm the San Francisco 49ers, I would be looking at what Aaron Rodgers is doing. And I would get Aaron Rodgers on maybe like a 1 or 2 year deal. And I know you already used a top 5 pick to get Trey Lance, but I don't think Trey's ready, man. I would sit Trey behind Aaron Rodgers because you're gonna get to learn more from Aaron Rodgers than sitting behind Jimmy G. So just like how Aaron Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre, I would sit Trey Lance for another maybe 1 or 2 more years, have him sit behind a very good veteran quarterback like Aaron Rodgers, and then hopefully you can possibly get maybe 1 or 2 Super Bowls from Aaron Rodgers. Let Aaron Rodgers go off into the dusk, and then be like, all right, Trey, it's your time. Let's go.
I'm not mad at that. And the reason I'm not mad at that, now, if you would have asked me this before the season started, I would have been like, yeah, go ahead and do that. Because when you spend a top 5 draft pick, you're not drafting them to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
But after seeing Trey Lance, he's raw. Like, it's simple
real
as that.
raw.
Like,
Real raw.
He's raw, man. He's not ready. And that's why Jimmy G got back. When he got back healthy, he was the starting quarterback. Because regardless of what he's not, which I think is a starting quarterback in his league, he was better than a completely straight out of North Dakota State quarterback than the Trey Lance, who had some physical ability, but is not ready to take on those defenses that the NFL throwing. So I'm not even mad at that. I think they gotta let Jimmy G walk. But I think somebody else is coming in. I don't think this is the Trey Lance. The reason why I don't think so is because those boys are still talented on both sides of the ball. They still got Debo, who is a difference maker.
Oh my God.
That defense is still good. And I don't think you give it to Trey Lance now and let him possibly miss those years of opportunity. I think you bring in somebody like, Aaron and possibly make a couple, Super Bowl runs. And then when he's ready, A-Rod can go off in the sunset, walk into the Hall of Fame, and then Trey Lance, he's seasoned now. He understands the offenses. He's been in this playbook. He comes in, does his thing, and you just continue that legacy. Right now, he's not the guy.
It's funny you say that, Zoe, because in today's league in the NFL, you go get your quarterback in the top 5 pick, and you feel like you have to put him on the field. Sometimes it benefits a player to sit back and learn the ins and outs about certain things of the NFL. Yeah. And because we see that only your physical attributes can only take you so far, especially at quarterback position. Quarterback position, you got to have not only the physical, you got to have some Joe Burrow mental in you too. You know what I'm saying? You got to have more than just your ability to throw the ball. You got to be able to think quick, because you got 2 to 3 seconds to make a real decisive decision before you get your head blown off. You got to make sure you're reading the right reads. You got to be able to manipulate with your eyes. Like, it benefits you to learn that from a good veteran quarterback and learning that from them, watching them, being in that quarterback room and picking their brain. Like, what did you see here? Because I'm seeing this, but what did you see? You know what I'm saying? You can't just physically outdo everybody in the NFL. That could work maybe in the Big 12, in the Pac-12. Not in the NFL. It don't work like that.
It could work when you got a team that's I guess on the way up, and your quarterback. I mean, you gonna lose anyway, and your quarterback just happen to be your strongest link, and everybody else got to catch up. I get that, but when your everything else is popping, when the defense is good, you got skill positions, you got an O line, but your quarterback is the weakest link. Nah, you don't throw the rookie in for him to be the weakest link and think he gonna learn like that, because you built the win at this moment, and San Francisco's built the win. They can't have a rookie quarterback trying to learn when they built the win. So I think they got they got their guy at the wrong time, and if he ain't ready, then it's gonna be unfortunate for them, because they got a starting quarterback who is ready, but his ceiling ain't high.
Yeah,
according to some people. I mean, Debo seems to believe him. John Lynch believes in him too. But so I mean, I kind of want to give him another shot, to be honest. If you can't get A-Rod or Russell Wilson, I think you keep going with Jimmy G. And Lance just gonna have to keep learning, and you ain't gotta throw him out there.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not mad at that take at all, because my thing is like, it's not like. Obviously, Jimmy G can get you to the Super Bowl. He did it. Obviously, Jimmy G can get you to the NFC Championship. He did it. But you said it right on the head, Mel. He has a ceiling. There were certain parts in that. Matter of fact, there's a whole playoff run that the 49ers had. There was a couple of times Jimmy was close to giving up some games.
Giving the game away. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, if you can get one of those big names out there, maybe hell, if I'm not mad if San Francisco takes a shot and see what's with Deshaun's case. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget Deshaun's still sitting out there.
That'll be real.
Love to see Deshaun Watson playing football.
The crazy thing is, Houston just paid that man $10 million to be a DNP all season.
All season.
He could have played. They chose not to deal with that Pandora's box, and I get it. I understand it. But until he's put on an exempt list, until some charges are actually filed and dropped with his name on it, as in the defendant versus Deshaun Watson, hey, it's not like the NFL hasn't shown that they're about money over morality. I mean, let's be honest. So, and if you really look at it, Deshaun and Trey kind of have almost similar games. They can beat you on the run, and they can beat you with their arms. So they kind of have. It wouldn't be that much of a difference if you had a playbook for Deshaun set up, and unfortunately, the lawsuit situation happens, and he got to take off, and you can insert Trey Lance right in there. It's not that much. I tell you what,
if I bring in A-Rod, I would keep Trey Lance. If I bring in Russell Wilson, I'm seeing what I can get for Trey Lance. If I bring in Deshaun Watson, I see what I can get for Trey Lance, because Wilson and Watson both are young enough where you go get another contract out of them, even if you sign them to a 4-year deal. I think Russell's only what,
33, 30? Yeah, 32, 33, around there.
Yeah, Russell will be around for a little while. That's 8
He'll probably play till he 40.
Yeah.
So and if not, then it's still 6 years. If he played, he's 38. Okay, cool, 6 years.
Exactly.
I find another quarterback. I don't need Lance at that point. You know what I mean? So same with Watson, man. But they got a decision to make, man. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do, though. But let's get y'all Super Bowl picks really quick. I'm going Rams. I think it's gonna be a good game though, because the WWE is real. So I know it's gonna be good. They didn't bring us this far to fail us now, man. You know what I mean?
Too many nail biters all this week past and the week before. It'll be WWE.
But I say this though, if it is a blowout, it's going to be the Rams winning the blowout. I don't think the Bengals would get the blowout, because I think they already kind of pick who go win this game. It's the Rams. It just feels right. So
yeah. I mean, you got some compelling takes right there. I'm definitely going Rams on this. Look, I was hoping that the Chiefs D line would do what the Titans did and get at least 6 sacks. That O line with that matchup against that D line of the Rams.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't see just a 1 sack game like Kansas City did. This is all you got to say is Aaron Donald, and you ain't even you ain't even touched Von Miller or Leonard Floyd. You ain't even.
It could get ugly.
Ugly.
It could get ugly. I think this might be the best game of the season for the Rams.
I think so.
I think Odell get in the end zone twice. I think Kupp get in the end zone twice.
Yep.
I mean, it's yeah.
This might be
yeah.
This team is talented, man. Let's like I said, this team is really, really talented, and as talented as Burrow is, and I think he has nothing else to prove for this season. No. Honestly, if he gets blown out in the Super Bowl, he's still one of those ones.
He's still validated, no matter what. I think he's still validated. Yeah,
he validated. He is, and so that being said, I think it might be one of those games. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough to block those dudes, man. It's gonna be tough to block those dudes. We get to see Jalen Ramsey, Jamar Chase matchup, or Jalen Ramsey. Like this has the ability, even if it's a blowout, to be an entertaining Super Bowl. Very entertaining. We get to see OBJ in the Super Bowl. I just want to see him in media week to see what he got to say about it's coming. You know those questions are coming about the Cleveland days and all of that other stuff.
That's the first question they asking, bro. That's the first question they asking.
So, but
I hope he feel those questions decent, man. I don't want him to give nobody no bulletin board material or give the media nothing to write about.
Yeah,
I hope he do good with those questions.
I hope he keeps it about Odell rather than anybody else.
I hope he keeps it about the Rams. Keep it about the Rams.
There it is.
And just keep it moving and let your play do what it do on the field, because he's already shown that he's still a top receiver in this game.
He definitely is, man.
And just even if he got to do the Marshawn, I'm just here so I don't get fined. Do that.
Are y'all excited to see Tupac at halftime do California Love with Dr. Dre?
Confession, it's actually gonna be me up there. I'm the hologram.
Yeah.
Man, I'm interested to see the whole little lineup with Snoop and Dre and Mary J.
And Kendrick. That's a dope lineup, bro.
That's a dope Super Bowl lineup. I mean, it wasn't like he is. He's like, dang. It's me. I hope he's working though. I hope he's working. That's the thing is, I hope he work. You had all that talent around you, and Anyway, but yeah, man, it's gonna be a dope Super. I think it's gonna be a dope Super Bowl. I think Joe Burrow is gonna have those moments to where we like, okay, this kid is real. But I think Rams offense and defense, just gonna be too much for those boys. They had a great run. I mean, it's just when you running into a real put together team with a good quarterback, good receivers, good defense. It's hard to beat, man.
I could see like a 42-35 kind of game for the Rams.
I mean, this game ain't gonna be close, bro.
Oh, no, Mel, you just said it is WWE.
Nah,
they gonna make it close.
I can see if the Rams jump
is gonna get it.
21-0, them saying, okay, personal foul, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? Instead of 15-yard, get them in position, kill all the momentum for one team, start the momentum for the team.
All they need is for us to watch the first half and the halftime show. The Rams will blow this open by the third quarter.
Think so? Okay.
Yes.
That's fair.
It'll be blown over by the third quarter. They'll keep us interested all the way to the halftime. I mean, halftime show will be a lot of Illuminati and imagery and a whole bunch of crazy stuff. It's gonna be ridiculous. I expect the devil to show up on stage. I'm not gonna watch the halftime show. Satan will be on stage whether he's gonna be playing the harp or the guitar, I don't know.
He is going to be playing Roger Troutman.
Yeah.
For your love.
So he gonna be that one. While Tupac over there with his shirt out.
California knows how to party.
So stupid, man.
But after Satan comes and picks his girl out of the crowd where he go spend the night with tonight, and he go about his way, then the game will start in the third quarter, and the Rams will put it away by the middle of the third quarter.
2 touchdowns, 3. What you say?
I mean, close game up to halftime, and then third quarter, of course, they go up probably 10, and then the Bengals go start trying too hard, and that's when the turnover go come and the sacks go come, and then they go up 17, and then by the end it's gonna be a slow blowout. It ain't gonna be like it was out of reach, but by the time the final seconds in, they would have been at least had a 3 touchdown lead at some point in the second half. It might not end up being a 3 touchdown game. They might score late or something like that, but yeah, it's gonna get up to 3 touchdowns sometime in the second half.
Well, you talking like a 35-21 type of game.
Something like that, yeah.
And make sure you slide them lottery numbers to your boy. I'm trying to make it, dog.
If it's 35-21, Mel, I'm flying to California.
No, he didn't. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Hey, y'all already know what time I'm on. You know what time I'm on, man.
Hey, so you should have seen this man send me this picture with this big ass Kool-Aid grin on his face, dog. like he had a pair of cheeks in his hand. He was like,
"Don't give Mel a chance to talk about him winning. Don't give him a chance to talk about him winning. He's gonna let you know."
Yeah. Hey, what can we bet on this? I need to find out what type of bets we can have this for the Super Bowl, man. I wanna. Do they got a bet on Odell getting 2 or 3 touchdowns? I take those out.
I just saw a dude who picked both scores correctly for both championship games.
Yeah, he won almost like 600,000. I saw that, man.
Almost. Guess how much he put down?
He put like $20 down, man.
$20.
Oh wow.
$20 and he won $500,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's an easy flip.
Yeah, I need to find something like that. Hey, so we got about 15 minutes left before we hit the top of the 2-hour mark. So this is where we go. No, not the loud pack.
Now we already smoked that, man. It's all good.
Smoke the loud pack.
Yeah.
That's what it's called.
The all-star starting 5 for both sides, man.
Oh yeah.
And I like it. The controversy is they voted in Wiggins, and people didn't think that was a good vote. Like, where else you gonna go, Luka?
You can't. You just can't. Like Luka is shooting horribly from the field and from 3. Like he's just as good as he's been lately. Like he's been better lately. And Dallas as a team, I think, has been better lately. But I'm not mad at Wiggins. I'm not mad at the Wiggins pick because Golden State was a godsend. What did you say, Mel? Golden State is where you go to learn how to play good basketball.
Yeah.
And that's what he's been doing. He's there and he's learning how to play good basketball. I think it was before they got KD, Harrison Barnes was playing good basketball.
Yeah.
You just
that's a good comparison.
You just played good basketball. He got there and he played the way he's supposed to play.
Yeah.
Average what is he averaging? 22 a game on a team.
And I think he's shooting about 40% from the 3 or better.
I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad at it at all because we're finally starting to see the Andrew Wiggins that we thought we was going to get when he got drafted. And this is kind of to my point where sometimes certain situations benefits a player. Let's be honest, Minnesota wasn't no place where Andrew Wiggins was going to shine. Where else did he play? Sacramento?
No,
it was just Minnesota. Yeah. I mean, Minnesota at this point is almost like NBA purgatory. They need to get Karl Anthony Towns need to get up out of there. He needs to get up out of there because you're looking at probably a top 3 big man in talent wise in Karl Anthony Towns, and he's just getting just talent's just wasted. I mean, he's almost at the point of Kevin Garnett situation where you just sitting with all that talent and it's not going to get you nowhere. I mean, Minnesota's not the spot. But no, look, all the people hating on Wiggins, just stop. I mean,
Yeah.
Name another player right now in the West that is doing what he's doing, and not only doing it, consistency with it. It's the
And it's the
consistency that
fan
I like.
vote. It's the fan vote.
Yeah,
The fans voted him in. So the fans
well, he got a whole country in Toronto, in Canada behind him. I mean,
it didn't work before.
I'm just saying that don't hurt. That don't hurt.
It didn't work. It didn't work before. And Luka got a whole country too, and he didn't get in. So this is my thing about Wiggins. First of all, I never thought Wiggins was underachieving in Minnesota. To be honest with you,
you think it was just Minnesota?
I just think the exposure wasn't there because every time from probably his second season, when the Lakers and when Golden State was emerging, Kobe was still with the Lakers. Every time he got a game on television against one of those teams, he balled out. And a lot of times Minnesota, I used to get mad because I was like, why every time Minnesota play Golden State can't beat them? Mm-hmm. And Wiggins would always ball out. Yeah. Kobe Bryant gave him the ultimate compliment after he played him and said, man, that dude right there, he got niggas. Yeah, Kobe Bryant said this.
Yeah.
You know, so the only thing that Wiggins was doing wrong with Minnesota is he'll give you a game where he dropped 40, 35 or something like that, and then he'll go back to being average at, dropping 17, 18 a game. Yeah. So it was kind of inconsistent, but he never was underachieving in my opinion. He never was. Karl Anthony Towns showed up and it changed a little bit of how they ran their offense, and he had to figure that because remember before Karl Anthony Towns, that was Wiggins, Zach LaVine, Gorgie Dang. They had, they had like a different type of style, and Wiggins and Zach LaVine was the focal point.
A whole bunch of wing players, pretty much.
Yeah, and then Zach LaVine got hurt, and then when he came back, that's when they went on and traded him and said we're moving on from you, right? So, I mean that team was already good. So I'm being long-winded, but I say all that to say this: Wiggins ain't surprised me. He's been doing this. Mm-hmm. But it's just now he's doing it for a team that's winning, and now the little things he do count a lot. Like Draymond get you 5, 6, 7 assists, 7 rebounds, and a lot of high IQ plays, and he plays defense, and he can make an all-star for doing that. So when you got Wiggins over here, and they say Wiggins, you need to be a stopper, and then now you hitting open threes, and we can go to you to hit clutch shots down the back. Now it really counts because they're going toward wins.
Yeah,
and that's what people are starting to notice. Andrew Wiggins always been like that, man.
That's fair. That's fair. I was never opposed to it. You know what I'm saying?
It was just they was calling him Maple Jordan coming out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just had unfair expectations.
Yeah.
And he was always good, and I think he kind of forced himself to be good. Number 1 pick. Did he get traded in the whole?
He didn't even play it. He didn't even play a game in Cleveland.
He didn't play a game in Cleveland.
Imagine again. You got Mr. GM LeBron James getting rid of young talent again. Imagine that.
Yeah, well, don't get me started, man. look at Chris down here playing NBA 2K. If Cat go to Golden State, why would Cat go to Golden State? And how can they afford that? And Wiseman is perfect for Golden State.
Yeah, he'll be okay right where he at. Like,
exactly.
Wiseman is good. Wiseman is good.
I know a place I actually would like to see Cat go to, like Chicago or
that'd be cool.
Portland.
Chicago, Portland. Brooklyn. No, I'm just
no, hell no. Don't start, man.
Unfair, man. We talking about a fair balance of teams. Because if he goes, speaking of Brooklyn, y'all think James any smoke behind that James Harden going to Philly, or is Philly just spreading rumors because they're trying to see what they can get for Ben Simmons? Because that's what they've been doing.
It's not Philly spreading the rumors. It's look,
Say
don't
it. Go,
laugh.
man.
Not say it.
It's people. It's
Say
LeBron's camp. It's LeBron's camp that's spreading these rumors. What they need, and this is how I know it's LeBron's camp, because LeBron has a sounding board. Like, if you ever want to know what LeBron's camp is thinking, just listen to Shannon Sharp and Nick Wright and Chris Broussard. They'll tell you what they're thinking. So Nick Wright is a couple of things he's been doing this season. The first thing he was doing was trying to create some type of controversy around the Brooklyn Nets from the very beginning. Chris Broussard, Stephen A. Smith, Nick Wright, they kept throwing those rumors out there that Brooklyn wanted to trade Kyrie behind the vaccination thing. They kept that vaccination thing in everybody's ears. They wanted to say stuff about Kevin Durant, whatever they could come up with.
Mm-hmm.
And then once Kyrie come back, is you can't really talk about nothing. So now it turned into, James Harden's not happy, and he's unhappy with the situation with Kyrie Irving playing half the games, and like people are making this stuff up just to cause friction with Brooklyn, because Brooklyn is a threat, and they and they got invested interest in LeBron James. That's all it is, my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I don't think it's no truth to James Harden being traded anywhere. That don't even make sense. Why would they trade James Harden for anybody?
First of all, Brooklyn already gave up some good prospects to get James Harden.
True.
It wouldn't make sense for 2 years into it just to blow it up.
No,
because you're going to be able to recoup some stuff back, but you're not going to be able to even make up anything that you've already previously lost to get James Harden, and you damn sure not going to be able to recoup losing James Harden. So it just wouldn't make sense.
It never
But
makes sense.
I will say this: I've been in New York. Them rats is big as fuck, bro. If he wants to get out of New York because of that, I understand. Because hey, them rats on the streets, they will chase you down like a loose pit bull on the street, bro.
The craziest thing is that people from New York and are used to them. I'm not used to seeing that. I'm not used to seeing a huge rat run down the same sidewalk I'm on, bro.
And catch the city bus. I mean, like they just got on the city bus and put change in there. They got a bus ticket, got on the city bus and rode the bus. I'm like, nah, I'm not good with that, man.
Hey, drop me off at the bodega.
Yeah. Did you see that post somebody had posted of that was it a bull walking on 2 feet? Walking into a hen house? You didn't see that?
No, I did not see that,
bro. So somebody had a camera, and there was like a hen, like a big cage hen area, and then there was a hen house inside the cage, and it was like 3 hens following. It wasn't a bull. What's small? It wasn't a donkey. What else would be around a hen house? It wasn't a bull. It wasn't a donkey. It was something in the middle of it, in size.
I don't know,
bro. It was walking on 2 feet, like just walking, and the hen would just followed it right in the hen house. I said, hell nah. Hey, I'm gonna find okay. I thought somebody posted it, man. I seen it on Facebook. I thought it was a goat. It was a goat. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I think it was a man down. I think y'all missed it, bro.
Oh man, I might have missed
y'all
that.
Missed it.
If you see it, please tag me in it because I want to laugh at that shit.
I'm about to find it right now. When I seen that junk, I said, man, heck nah, man. Ain't no way in the freaking world, man. Ain't no way in the world.
A black walking on 2 feet.
He walked straight into that daggone hen house, man.
The hens was following him.
Yeah, the hen was. First of all, I'm like, why? First of all, why is he walking like that? Is he trying to copy a human? And nah, bro, that junk was hilarious, man. Hold on, here we go, right here. Y'all think I'm playing? This ain't even the one I seen. The one I seen was even scarier. This one limping a little bit. One
It
I
ain't
see,
nothing
one.
but the devil, dog.
Yeah, nothing but the devil, man.
Nothing
I
but the
said,
devil.
here we go, right here. Y'all ready? It's good. It's just why is he doing that? Why? Look at the hand.
He ain't
Look
got
at
no
all
reason
right.
to be doing that. He can walk on all fours. And he better doing that. Man, what is
Man, stop playing, man. What the hell is that? Yeah, I need the location of that video. Remind me not to go to that place.
Yeah,
It's gotta be Haiti. It's
somebody,
Haiti.
yeah, somebody said that was nothing but the devil.
All right, man. Let's finish this real quick. Anything else with the? I mean, it's good to see Ja Morant get that. That his first All-Star appearance, man. And I think Ja Morant might be my MVP this season.
Oh yeah.
So
This
far.
man is different, man. This kid is different. And I'm a Trey. Of course, I'm a Trey Young fan, but the way it looks, the eye test, Ja doesn't look like he's supposed to be doing any of the things that he's doing, but he is, and that team is good, man. That team is good.
They good, man.
Ja's doing it on all facets of the game right now.
That's the thing.
Like his passing has gotten better, his jumper's gotten better. You obviously know he can finish at the rim. Bro, I've been loving his defense. Which is almost a lost start in the NBA. Like he's been having some good chase down blocks. He's not giving up a square inch on the court at all season. And if he could stay healthy, man, Memphis might be something dangerous, bro.
Yeah, they are. They are going to be something dangerous. Yeah, I mean, I knew the jump was going to come. I just didn't know it was going to come this soon. What is this, Josh? Third year?
Third year.
Third year. I knew it was going to come. Like, he had all the tools, physically especially. I just wanted to see when the game was going to start to slow down for him, and it's doing that this year, man. That one
slowing down.
Yeah, it's going right now. Right now is that time.
Yeah,
a block like Bill Russell. He jumped up in the air
and he pinned it against the goal, against the backboard.
Man. Like,
I was like, oh Lord,
point guard? What are you doing, point guard? Like you,
it's like D Rose and Iverson had a baby, and that's what it is. Except he also passes like Rondo. So I mean,
it's like a real point guard. It's dangerous. It's
Hey, Ja Morant is doing what Russell Westbrook is supposed to be doing.
Man, Westbrook. So man, don't get me started. So look, let's do this, right? 2 months ago, before, like the first or second week of the season, after watching 5 or 6 games, I was like, oh, I think I know who gonna make All-Star. And I did a video, and these were my predictions right here. I was right on Ja Morant. Right.
Oh yeah, I remember this. This was real early.
I was right. I was right.
The court said Brian gonna be in the Memphis jersey next year.
Look, I was right. I was right on Trey Young. So now we got to see if my reserves get in.
It ain't looking too bad, Mel. I'm looking at the reserves.
Miles Bridges is gonna get in there. He's gonna get in there.
Miles Bridges is gonna get in there. Melo Ball should definitely be in there. Yep. Jimmy Butler will probably be in there. The Heat, they're either the number 1 or 2 seed right now. Zach LaVine will get in there. He arguably could have been in there if they had DeMar DeRozan as a guard though, and he kind of play forward now. But I get them still having him as a guard. But if he wasn't as a guard, Zach LaVine might have been in already. Giannis will be there. I don't know if Julius Randle will be there.
Nah, Randle won't be there.
I
think that's the DeRozan one right there. I picked LaVine, and I was wrong about that. It was DeRozan, but LaVine still might get in.
LaVine is gonna get in.
Yeah.
So almost hit that head spot on, bro.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I hate I missed on the DeRozan one though, man. Like it took, but I knew Brown wasn't gonna make it this year. It was gonna be Tatum. It wasn't gonna be both of them. You mentioned Miami Heat being number 1, so that means if anybody go get multiple players, it's gonna be Miami. So Bam might get in over Miles Bridges.
Might get in over Miles Bridges, but I think if you take Randall out, then you can put Bam in there. You know what I'm saying? Because they're doing front court players. You know what
True.
I'm saying? I think you could slide Bam in there. But it's not bad though.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not
and
bad.
and Vucevic. I was wrong about that one. I should have
Only because
put
of injury though. He got hurt
Yeah.
a large portion of the season though.
yeah.
Like let me tell you this, man. I did not believe in the Chicago Bulls at all. Y'all can go back and look back. I did not think that they were going to do anything. I thought it wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to fit. Boy, was I wrong.
They hoping.
They hoping.
Hey, that Caruso injury might hurt though.
Yeah,
It will.
Might.
It will.
might.
I think later on in they're going to need that guy. That type of guy. You need that for a championship. You need that type of guy.
But they're getting the young fella back. I think the young fellow might be coming. He broke his wrist, right? And it was his 9 shooting in.
What's his name? I can't even think his name right now.
Robert. No, is it something Williams? I forgot his name.
Patrick Williams.
Patrick Williams. Yeah, Patrick Williams. He might come back. I want to say sometime toward the end of the season. He might be able to be back. I remember they thought LaMelo Ball last season was out for the season with his wrist injury, and they was like, man, that thing healed up fast, and LaMelo Ball came out like a month or two.
Yeah, and balling too.
It's still ball.
It's still ball.
He did, but yeah. Hey, we got one more week of this football. We get to I think we go do a live reaction with IOW for the Super Bowl if you wanna do it.
You know I'm in there. I gotta be in there.
Bet. So we go do that, and then after that, it's we're gonna be full speed ahead with NBA and basketball, and then here and there we might do one team per week on draft needs and free agency and stuff like that for the football. So, but yeah, we're gonna be deep into basketball, man. So all you basketball heads, man, get ready, man. We about to go.
Shout time to shine.
Yeah. But
I wouldn't expect nothing less from old Melvin Wall. Make sure he in the show on some of that loud pad.
Hey, look at the bag on the left.
I saw it. He sideways
trying to make a pass.
Yeah.
Hey, but look at the quality of the bud, man. All them sticks and
yeah, it's a lot of sticks in there, man.
That's some more mud butt, dog.
That's why it's 50% off, man.
Half off, man. This is Reggie.
No, that's lower than Reggie. I can still get a high on Reggie. I smoke that shit and get a headache.
Oh my God, man. Y'all so stupid, man. Hey, so my apologies. I forgot to plug Sports Cave earlier before we went in. I was so mad about this Flores stuff, man. But
yeah,
definitely check out the Sports Cave. Sports Cave 310 on IG, and then sportscavetruck.com for the website, man, and order all that stuff. Like if you go to the link that's in our description box, it'll take you right to it. And then you can order whatever you want. You can order whatever you want, whether it's hats or whether it's any other sports merchandise, man. And let me get this Reggie over here so they can see my face. Yeah. All the things you see on my head and on Zoe's head and beyond and behind us, courtesy of the Sports Cave, man. You too could be this fly, man. So go ahead and go check them out. And then other than that, man, check us out on YouTube. I gotta tell Chris LaCour to go on YouTube. And
he on there now, though. He on there now.
Yeah. Hey, flash that belt one more time, champ.
One more time, man.
He got it. Yeah, go ahead. Hey, he was surprised that thing had some weight to it.
Yeah, he tapped it early, and I could hear the solidness of it. Yeah. It's solid. It's solid. That's a dope gift, and I was hoping that anybody except for Mel won it.
Man, I almost Florida recounted his ass and made some shit up, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna keep it honest. But we're gonna do that every year at IOW Sports, every football season. I was the inaugural champ. I didn't make myself a belt. I didn't want to be, too egotistical about it. But Mel, I passed the torch to Mel. But we'll figure out the details on all that. as a tradition. So the rest of the Man Now crew, I want y'all to be part of it. Because we got to make sure we dethrone that man up top.
We can't let him win it back to back now. We definitely can't let him.
Hey, look, I'm gonna do you hoes a favor, man. And,
well, we gotta be hoes, though.
And check it out, baby. Check it, baby. Check it, baby. Look, I'm not even gonna participate in fantasy football or any pick'ems leagues next year. I want to give you hoes a little chance to win some of your monies back. You dig?
I can't even take him serious, dog. I can't take him serious.
That's a fool, bro.
Hey, LaCour, we'll get you in there. Go over to the IOW Facebook page, IOW Sports Network. And then, like I said, once we get closer to football season, we'll iron out the details. If anything, it'll probably be like a little $5 or $10 little buy-in to do it.
LaCour was by far the worst fantasy football player I've seen in all my years. Corey was a close second. Corey.
Wait. Chin was at the bottom. He's supposed to be Mr. Football.
Corey is Mr. Cheeks. Every time I sing, I wanted to sing Beamer in my Benz every single time because I thought it was Mr. Cheeks every single time. Man, I was like, dude, you a booty. Like from the draft, like he sucked at all phases. Draft trash, right? Trades trash. He wasn't even starting the right players. Trash. It was like, yeah, Lee Corey, you can't be but at all phases of fantasy.
Damn.
You gotta be good at something. Nigga, cheats, man. That man was cheats, yo. Try to blame me on injuries. I was like, nah, it ain't injuries, man.
It was the COVID.
It was the COVID. He was COVID.
It was the COVID.
Chris said he leaking. I did Fantasy Gate this year.
Oh,
and
yeah.
What was my scandal? What was my scandal other than Son and everybody?
I agree with LaCour.
All right, man. We out of here, man. Peace, y'all.